Hey scholars, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another monster preview. And up for preview today is Iguanazor, and as you all know, he will be available in the upcoming marathon that is going to be starting on Friday 18th of September. So mark your clocks, this marathon will be starting pretty soon. And obviously this marathon is named the Drakan Armada Marathon, and in this video I will be going over Iguanasaur's trait, his skills, his backstory. So if you are interested in any of that, stay tuned. Also, at the very end, I will be doing some discussion about Undead Mr. Beast and some other attackers also coming to the game. So if you want to know more about those, stay tuned to the very end as well. Okay. So first of all, like I said, we will be having the marathon. Then we also will be having avatars. Now this is the avatar that you will get once you will complete a certain number of laps. The first avatar is obviously for those who will complete like 85 laps and above. This is the Iguanasaur avatar, and from this avatar you can obviously see what his adult form will look like, and I think he looks pretty damn amazing. Furthermore, you will be getting a more amazing and phenomenal avatar once you participate in the Era King duels, and this is only for people who manage to place in the timed challenge. This looks pretty damn awesome. So yeah, if you have some Era King duel tickets, be sure to win some battles and get your hands on this very cool looking avatar. Then moving on, we have Iguanasaurus Backstory, which I'm pretty interested in, which says meet Hydratila'S son. That's right, you heard me correctly. I said to one of my comments that he kind of looks like a mixture of Hydrotilla and some other monsters, and I was right. He is related to Hydrotilla and he is Hydratila'S son. So let's read about him. Meet Hydratila'S son. When Queen Thalassa left the Water Realm to fight alongside the other War Masters, TDs took over her throne, and Hydrotilla sent Iguanazor away to save him from the new ruler's terrible administration. Now that Thalassa is back, so is grown-up Iguanazor and ready to become a soldier as faithful as his father. So he is back with some cosmic new powers. Then we have obviously the information about his traits. So a new marathon will be starting, and this time we will not only be getting the cosmic mythic monsters, you'll also get some mythic stardust, permanent avatars, and so much more. To get Iguanazor, you and your team will have to work for it. Iguanazor is a heavy attacker. That's what we all guessed. We needed an attacker, and we have another attacker, and obviously he will be dealing tortures and weakness to be even more destructive. He can deal low damage and apply freeze with a 50% chance to a single target, and that's not all. He gets a damage boost and freeze immunity as well, and can deal a high damage to an area and apply ground and water weakness to one target in particular. He can also deal very heavy damage and shock them to the core, and thunder weakness to the entire enemy team. So here's a bit of an overview of what his skill will be. So I was incorrect. I thought that it was going to tell us the trait, but apparently it didn't. We still have no clue about Iguanasaur's trait. So we have some information about his skills. So let's jump right into it. Now the first skill is Frozen Vengeance, that will deal low water damage to one enemy and also applies a 50% chance of freezing the enemy. Now this is most probably a default skill, and this will probably have 0 cooldown, so some people may run this skill in order to avoid being cooldown activated, since those teams have become very common, especially in Legends League, where you have a supporter go first and then follow it up quickly with a super fast denier and activate everybody's cooldowns. And so this move will come in very handy, especially if it has a 50% chance of applying freeze to the target, which can obviously land and deny one of the enemies for one turn. So that is super awesome. Then we have the other default skill, which is Son of the Bolt Caster, that deals low thunder damage to one enemy and applies shock to one enemy. So you can also substitute it with another skill, Son of the Bolt Caster, that will apply shock and will prevent extra turns. For example, if you do this move and if you are cooldowns activated and you have no other choice, you can obviously do this move and apply it to an extra turn monster who is shocked and won't be able to do any extra turns. So that is pretty interesting as well. So it's on you what kind of mechanic do you want to run. Then we have the move Smash of the Worthy, that deals moderate water damage to one enemy and applies a drown to one enemy, requires a cooldown. So this is a very simple moderate water damage to one enemy and also applies a drown. Now drown will deal damage over time, as well as it will remove stamina from the affected enemy, so that is pretty good. But I wanted this move to be dealing a bit more damage, because moderate damage more often than not is not enough to OHKO one enemy. Then we have the move Scourge of Thetis that will deal moderate water damage to one enemy and also applies water weakness to one enemy. Now again, this is the same move as above, but this time it applies water weakness. It could be very handy if you're trying to set up an attack for next turn and you just want to get rid of one monster and want to deal more damage to them than the other, so this could come in handy as well. Then we have the Bane of the Giants that applies a damage boost to itself, applies immunity to freeze to itself, requires a cooldown. Now, as much as I would have loved to see this move being used much more, I don't think that it is pretty usable, especially if it only applies a damage boost and not one extra turn, or it does not remove negative effects, but it does apply immunity to freeze to itself. So I don't know, depending on this trade, it may or may not be helpful because he might already have immunity to freeze in his trade or as a status caster, so it might not prove useful at all. Then we have some other moves on the next page, so just give me 1 second while I shift. So the next move is Storm Breaker that will deal moderate thunder damage and also apply area shock to all of the enemies. I love this skill because he will be dealing quite a lot of damage with this skill, and he will also apply AoE shock that will get rid of any of the extra turn monsters that you might have. It will also prevent Lindworm from doing his turn transfer skill, which can be very scary if it is not handled properly. Then also we have a shock that will also deal damage over time, so that is pretty good as well. Then we have the move For My Father that deals heavy water damage to all enemies, applies a drown to all enemies, applies water weakness to all enemies, requires cooldown. Another phenomenal skill. Definitely heavy water damage to all enemies will deal quite a significant amount of damage, and also will apply drown that will deal more damage over time, and also it will remove stamina. Then furthermore, it also applies water weakness, which will help you set up for the next turn. Like I said, you can do another water skill and deal even more damage. So this is an amazing skill, no doubt about that. Then we have the move Going for the Head that deals very heavy thunder damage to one enemy, applies a shock to one enemy, applies a thunder weakness to all enemies, requires cooldown. Again, I do like this skill because it deals very heavy thunder damage, in fact, and also applies a shock to one enemy and also applies thunder a weakness to everyone. So that is pretty interesting. So if you have a thunder supporter with you, you can definitely deal some damage. Even with the thunder deny, you can deal some damage with your denier as well. I so far love his attacker moveset. Now then we have the special that is Ragnarok that deals insane thunder damage to all enemies, applies a drown to all enemies, applies a shock to all enemies. I love his special. This is an OHKO move and will wipe out everyone standing in his path. Now for the runes of this monster, I would suggest obviously 2 strength runes, 1 team speed or speed depending on the situation, depending on how your team is set up. I love him and he is a cosmic mythic monster, so you can count on him having some crazy power stats, and moreover a lot of people will be getting him rank 3, rank 4 and even rank 5, so he will be dealing some significant amount of damage and people might even break him out and he will be dealing even more damage. So that is pretty insane, especially if this is a race monster. I am shook right now. And as for the skills that I would recommend for this monster, that is going to be definitely For My Father that deals heavy water damage, applies drown and also applies water weakness. Then I would either go for Going for the Head, or yeah, definitely I would go for Going for the Head. Then I would go with Storm Breaker, and then I would either go with Frozen Vengeance that will deal low water damage and also apply a 50% chance of freezing the enemy. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Or I could just, if I do not want a 0 cooldown skill, I could go with Smash of the Worthy that will deal moderate water damage and also apply drown to an enemy that requires cooldown. Now this will be done after I'm done with my AoE, because my AoE will apply water weakness and then I can take out any surviving monster with Smash of the Worthy that will deal moderate water damage, and then obviously if the monster has water weakness, the damage will double, and that will be it for that monster. Then obviously if I had to rate this monster out of a 10, I would give him a solid 8. He is a phenomenal attacker, although his skills are pretty simple, but they deal a lot of damage, and I'm guessing that even though his rate is not out, he will have a significant amount of power, and that's what I'm counting on, raw brute force, to take out my enemy monsters. I do love this monster, and I hope that each and every one of you will have access to this monster, and you can obviously gain him at a very high rank. And obviously, if you have been waiting for this part, now I will reveal some more information about Undead Mr. Beast. Now Undead Mr. Beast skills are out, and he is also a phenomenal attacker, no doubt about that. So if you're planning on purchasing the Legends Pass once it is out, definitely do go for it. He will get a powerful rank 3 attacker, and he has some pretty good skills. As soon as his picture is out, I plan on doing a lot of reviews on monsters because I want to tell you guys all about all of the upcoming future monsters. Also, we will be having another PvP monster, and that will be Kaguya, and he is also a phenomenal attacker. Now we are having a huge wave of attackers coming our way. Now we had supporter, and denied. Now it's the time for the attackers to shine, and I am here for it, definitely. And yeah, I am enjoying this era very much because I do myself need an attacker for my team. Nor is just not cutting it anymore, even though my Nor is a rank of 5. And yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I put a lot of effort into it. Also, I am so sorry, and I would like to apologize for not uploading yesterday because I did plan on doing so, and I even filmed a video, but it did not turn out as I wanted it to be, and I did not want to put substandard content on my channel. And yeah, I did not want to disappoint you guys, hence I did not put it out because I was not in the right mental space and things were just not working out for me yesterday. So I took a break, and I hope you guys can forgive me for that. I'm trying my best to make up, but my grueling schedule of studying and then making videos and then uploading and then editing, and that takes a lot of energy and time. So yeah, I really hope you guys appreciate what I do and get something useful out of these videos. Also, I would like to say a huge thank you to the people who watched till the very end. I am super glad you do so, and I'm super happy to have you on my side. You are the ones who make it all worth it in the end, and I love it. And also, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. I couldn't be more proud of this community who has helped me reach it, and I do have something interesting in the works. I promise you guys, I'm trying my best. I even ordered a professional microphone that cost me a lot of money, so I'm pretty excited it will arrive in about a month. So you can obviously expect better quality videos, especially in the audios. Also, once I have more free time, I'm trying to learn more editing, and will hopefully be editing on my computer rather than iMovie soon. But all I need is time, and time is what is preventing me from doing a lot of stuff. Once I'm hopefully done with all of my entrance tests and hopefully done with all of the studying, I can hopefully make this channel even a better place and hopefully put out more engaging and more amazing videos for you all to see. Until then, until I do so, please keep supporting me because your support is all that matters to me at this point, and you guys are the ones keeping me sane. I so value all of you guys' well wishes. Like, it really helps me and it really motivates me. And yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate all you guys have done for me. And yeah, this is it. This is what I wanted to say, and even more than I wanted to say, but I figured that I needed to be vulnerable to you guys so that you guys understand what kind of headspace I am right now in. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video once again, and that is it for this video. Finally, okay, I'm not going to speak anymore. So I'll be seeing you in the very next video. Until then, peace out.